The room, come on in the room. Bucks win it tonight, 116-110. Woo! Come on in the room. Doc is our doctor right on screen. It gives us our medicine in our room. We are live. Crimson Crossover Group, check out his third.
Justin.
Yeah. Me and Justin in the building. No JT tonight. No Chris King. He's out working. But again, tonight, Bucks win it 116-110. An excellent win for the Milwaukee Bucks, for your Milwaukee Bucks. Coming off of the break. Again, this was and it's crazy. There's this season, man. There's so much that takes place. That's taking place this season, from how the Bucks have played, to moves at the deadline, to losing a core member of the 2021 championship team, to now losing for the next 25 games another core member of the 2021 championship team. We'll talk about him in a second, but tonight the Bucks get the dub 116-110 over the Los Angeles Clippers. And this thing, let's be honest, it looked lost in the third quarter. It was bleak. I mean, there were turnovers galore. Didn't look good. But that fourth quarter, Giannis set the tone. In the first 6 minutes, he did not come back into the game. He was on a minutes restriction. But again, the rest of the Bucks picked it up. Damian Lillard, who was having a tough night, grinded his way out to 15.7 boards and 7 assists. So let's do it. Let's do the game recap tonight on a 116-110 victory after the All-Star break. Bucks come back and start off. You know, in the last 7 seasons, the Bucks were 6-1 coming into after the break. They improved to 7-1 at first game after the break, and of course they're going to face Chris Middleton and Marcus Smart and the Washington Wizards tonight. And that's what tomorrow night. That's why tonight was such a big win. 116-110. Game recap. Giannis, he played 23 minutes, 45 seconds, just under 24 minutes. It's a weird minutes restriction he had. So, I mean, you're talking, was it 25 minutes? I don't know. Maybe you'll tell us maybe what Doc had to say. I'm assuming he's going to say something about the minutes that Giannis had. It was odd because, I'll talk about in a second about if the Bucks had lost this game. Because you could not afford to, again, when you have a guy on a minutes restriction, you have to find a way for him to play at the end of the game. Like, that's the whole point of a minutes restriction. He's got to play at the end. You got to have enough time for, if it's a close game, for him to play. So I didn't really understand it. Maybe Giannis was ailing at the end. I don't know. But it seemed like he mismanaged the minutes or something. But again, we're going to give it a break, because that's why Doc is a doctor, because the Bucks figured out a way to win that game. 23 points in 23 minutes, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 10 of 14 from the field, 3 of 5 from the line. He was a -1 on plus-minus, but again, that first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter, Bucks were down, 9, 11, 13, something like that. And Giannis, Giannis went out. The Bucks were down, I believe, at some point, 13 in the fourth at some point. Giannis got it down to 5 points when he went out with about 6 minutes or so to go in the fourth. Did not return, and the Bucks were able to finish this game and win by 6. So I think the Bucks, and again, I think the Clippers hit a late 3 after late in the game. So really, it wasn't even a 6-point advantage. Really good job from the Bucks is my point. Brook Lopez, 22 points tonight, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 blocks, 8 of 14 from the field. 4 for 7 from 3. Oh, and by the way, of course, we're going to get to you in the chat. I see you with the Brook. We're going to get you in the chat. We're going to get you on the Twitter at TCIIESQ. We will read everything. Taurean Prince tonight. What a game he had. 14.7 rebounds, 1 assist. Just battling out there. Had some bonehead mistakes. He finished with 3 turnovers. I mean, look, the turnovers are crazy. Kuzma had 4 turnovers. Giannis had 3 turnovers. Brook had 2. Taurean Prince had 3. And Dame Lillard had 2 turnovers. They were turning the ball over right and left. I would imagine half of them came probably in the third quarter. But 14 and 7 for Taurean Prince, again, 4 of 7 from 3. Kuzma, 13.7 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 of 10 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, including a 3 fourth quarter shot, 3 ball to before the first quarter? Was that before the half? That was before the first quarter. And got that off and had to heave, and that went in. He had a rough time scoring late in the second half, kind of went away from him. But again, had the huge, I think he had a couple free throws. He had a huge and one late in the game as well when he ran over James Harden and got a bucket. 37 minutes again from Kyle Kuzma, so that was big. And then Damian Lillard, like we said, grinding his way to 15, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. I want you to listen to this, Justin. The starters rebounding. 7 boards for Kuzma. 8 boards for Giannis in limited minutes. Brook Lopez, 7 boards. Taurean Prince, 7 boards. Dame Lillard, 7 boards. Them boys were going after the rebounds on the glass. Excellent job for them on that. Gary Trent Jr., 7 points tonight, 3 assists, 1 steal. A.J. Green had 30 minutes from A.J. Green, 9 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. He was battling out there all night long, 3 of 8 from 3. Took some lumps, but he stayed in the fight. 17 big minutes from Jericho Sims. I was impressed with the Jericho Sims minutes, especially in the first half. Really good minutes. Didn't score. I don't even know if he took a shot, but he was out there screening his ass off, playing good defense. He's just in the right spots. I think he's got to get with time. I think he'll get acclimated and get a little better. But again, his feet were moving. That's what I liked about Jericho Sims. Like 17 minutes, and then Kevin Porter Jr., another guy that you talk about. Giannis in that fourth quarter, setting the tone and getting this thing back under control. Kevin Porter Jr. was just as important at third, not letting it get out of hand. Like he kept it at a 10, 11, 12 point game and could have been 15, 20, 25. Kevin Porter Jr. was huge, 13 points tonight, 5 of 7 from the field. My goodness, you got Kevin Porter Jr. for Marjon Beauchamp. That was huge. Nobody else plays. This is just fascinating stuff from Doc for this entire organization. Andre Jackson Jr. goes from starting damn near every game to getting a DNP coach's decision when you have no Bobby Portis who's out on suspension, Giannis and Dame on minutes limits. It's wild what's gone on. Ryan Rollins, whoever I thought was going to get the backup point guards, spot's gone. It's over. He's done. He's finished. He doesn't play tonight. On the other side, the Clippers, Amir Coffey, 8 points, 2 boards. Kawhi Leonard, 25, 4 and 4. Kawhi Leonard, I'll say this about Kawhi too. He don't look the same. There are moments where it's like, oh, that's Kawhi, but Kawhi is not the same guy. To me, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm not seeing the same guy. Like, again, there are moments where he's still really good, a high-level player, but he doesn't look like a guy who can carry a franchise every night to me. Zubac, 20 points, 15 boards. He was big tonight. Chris Dunn, 5.7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 steals. He had your boy Damian Lillard in a blender. James Harden, 24 points, 8 assists, 5 boards for him. Jones Jr., 4 points. Ben Simmons just ass, 20 minutes. What did Ben Simmons do? 6 points, 5 boards, 4 assists. He's a shell of himself. Like, this is a guy who was max money, superstar player. And he's just a 6'10", he's just a really tall guy that runs around and can halfway handle the ball. He's just not
cardio.
It's just amazing what his career trajectory was supposed to be and what he is now. Bogdanovich, 15 points. He was big tonight. 15 points, 5 assists. Had some big threes, 2 steals for him. Nick Batum had a 3-ball. But again, before I let you go, Justin, the Bucks in the first half, I thought defensively played very well. I thought I thought the Bucks did a really good job. Struggled offensively, and again, that started from the top with Damian Lillard. But again, look at this. You play all 5 of your starters in double figures tonight. But you had balanced scoring. You hit the 3-ball, especially in the first half. You finished 17 of 43 from 3. You hold LA to 12 of 30 from 3. So that was a good job. But yeah, I guess I'll say again, in the third quarter, the effort wasn't there, the energy wasn't there, nothing was there. And then like I said, you have KPJ trying to hold this thing together, and then you get that fourth quarter, the explosion from Giannis. He keeps you in it, he gets you back, and then like I said, Damian Lillard grinding his way. I mean, again, you gotta. This is about finding a way to win, and Damian Lillard. He didn't hit a ton of 3, but he hit a 3 or 2 in the fourth, and then you find boom, and all of a sudden now the 3-point shots you're getting fouled on them, and they're calling the continuation. You get to the line, you hit your free throws. Taurean Prince, big time 3 in the corner. You had Kyle Kuzma running the break, and I say this too. Defensively, that's how you win this game. You hold LA to 110. You win this game because Kyle Kuzma had some huge defensive possessions on both Kawhi and James Harden. Damian Lillard had a big steal late in the game as well. Thought Torian Prince played well defensively. And then you had Brook Lopez, who turned back the hand. He looked like a guy who had, and I'll say this about Brook. Brook had some big time threes that went down for him. And then defensively, he comes up with the blocks late. And like he had a spring in his step. And that's the Brook Lopez that can still be very effective. He plays 31 minutes tonight, still probably too many for him. But that's the Brook Lopez that can be effective. He looked like a guy who had a week off, like a guy who's well rested. And yeah, you're gonna have problems if you're playing Brook Lopez every night, 35 minutes. It's rough. But in the playoffs, can he play 25, 30 minutes? Can he close games where he's defending? Especially we got Zubac on the floor with him, who's not going to space him out at all. And will Brook Lopez at the end of games jump a little higher, make a little bit more of an effort? He does that tonight. Bucks win at 116-110. That's what I saw. Justin, what'd you see?
Hey, man, first of all, man, it's so good to be back, man. This All-Star break, man, it felt like it was the longest break in the history of all breaks, man. And what a fitting night for us to come together to do a show. The homies, Howard alum, I'm St. Augustine's University alum. We had HBCU night at the Pfizer tonight. We had Tennessee State's marching band there at halftime.
Yep.
Man, what a night, man. I saw the Alphas, I saw the Deltas, I saw the AKAs, the Zetas, the Sigmas, but most importantly, I think we saw the Omegas too, man. Shout out to your pops. But we saw the Kappas too. We gotta make sure we saw them noobs in the building.
Well, how about buddy? How about the Sigma that came through and hit damn near every free throw that you could imagine and knocked down the 3-point shot? That was huge. It was interesting stuff, man. It's good stuff.
Hey, man, he might be the most athletic Sigma we've seen since Charlie Batch. All right, I don't want to get kicked off there. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. Hey, let's talk about Doc for a second, man. So Doc said during his post game, one of the biggest things that changed this game was they just stopped fouling. And he thought their length really brought difficulty to the Los Angeles Clippers, which I agree with him. That might be a low-key pause. The guards fought hard, though, tonight, man. And they did a great job against James, Floppa Harden, and Kawhi Leonard. Great challenge by Doc Leonard on that hook arm by TP as well, though. 3 blocks, but from Brook Lopez. But not only that, and you kind of hit on it. That's why you might be low-key Doc Jr. Hey, Brook didn't just block shots, though. He altered a lot of shots.
He did.
There were hardly any turnovers in the fourth quarter. We might not even have had one. I'm not 100% sure on the stats, so we don't want to misquote. Biggest adjustment of the night and what changed the direction of this game,
what's that?
Doc said, was he took the ball out of Dame's hands and he put it in Kyle Kuzma's hands and allowed the guards to come get the ball from him. And that really allowed the guards to get loose and get some shots and stuff like that. He told the press, don't ask about Giannis minutes restrictions. Then he went on to say Giannis is going to play about 6 minutes a quarter ballpark. So that's why you saw the funny stuff, because Giannis was fighting to stay in that game and Doc let him go. But then we had to shut him down. And I'm okay with it, with them shutting him down like that too.
Well, let me ask, so he said not to ask about basically he can only play 6 minute stints. And so I guess, are you saying that like the option was you either play the first 6 minutes or the last 6 minutes of the fourth?
Yeah, but that kind of got back to one of your points from before the All-Star break, as far as you want to start Giannis to start that fourth quarter and get going. Last point from Doc was he thought Dame struggled through, but he just pushed through. And this is why he's special, because when the game was on the line, he not only found a way to hit that 3 in the fourth quarter, but he got fouled on 2 3-pointers as well. And I agree, man. Dame sucked tonight, but he was special at the same time. It was like a bipolar night, but I thought that Dame was absolutely he did his job. So for me, speaking of that, it kind of segueing on that point, doing his job. Look, man, all y'all in the chat, all y'all on the Twitter, y'all beat me up all the time because I don't want to trade this guy. I don't want to trade that guy. I did not want to trade Chris Middleton. I thought he was amazing. This team looks 100 times better with Kyle Kuzma and Kevin Porter Jr. Sims isn't ready yet. I think it's going to take him some time. This is a completely different offense and defense. But you know what? I saw him running up and down the floor and hustling and stuff like that. And he'll learn. He's not going to give us he's not going to go for a heater like Portis could for 25 or something like that. But he'll get active. He'll get in front of guys. I saw him guarding guards tonight, which I thought was absolutely amazing for our big guy. I thought KPJ is just a dog, though. He's just a dog. And whatever we want to say about him, whatever we want to say, that's fine. But that kid is a dog. You kind of hit on it. No Ajax. I want to give a shout out to the other AJ, though. AJ Green, I thought he had a heck of a ball game tonight, man. And not just on the offensive end. He guarded Kawhi tough tonight. That kid was moving his feet. I wish the kid wasn't born the year he was born, man, because we could have sure used him in that finals when we had to take a break from Drake, man, when he was getting in Giannis' head and all that stuff, man. No one could stop Kawhi then, but, it might kind of hit on your point that it's a different Kawhi now. GA, even in the minutes that he played, man, he still shows you why he's the best player on that floor. And in the entire NBA for me, I thought this was a Doc Rivers masterpiece now that we know a little bit more about why he did what he did with the minutes. Taurean Prince, I mean, the defense was amazing on the two guards like we've talked about 7 times. His shot stuff. I thought Gary Trent Jr., I thought he had a very valuable game. He played a lot of good, solid defense. And, we just want to close out my thoughts with Coos. For all y'all in the chat that think we be up here capping on this Cream City crossover, we bought that joint. We in the building.
Hey, you see the joint? Look at that. Look at that. See, that's how the Middleton people should be. Listen, it's okay. Listen, it's okay. And listen, you can get to see your boy tomorrow night. You can get to see Cool. You can get to see your boy tomorrow night. I don't know why. I have a feeling that Middleton about to go crazy. I have a feeling Middleton going for 30 plus tomorrow night. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, but that's the thing. You can feel how you feel about Chris Middleton and realize, hey, the new guy's here. Kyle Kuzma's here. He's here. You gotta respect him. And I heard, I think when he ran over James Harden, hit that layup, I heard some coos in the building. He came back, got a charge after that too. My pops sent me a text. He said to let you know the bros were definitely in the house tonight. So he wanted to let you know that did take place. Matthew Adlar with the super chat says Kuzma's defense was on point in the fourth. I'll tell you again, it's winning basketball. Kyle Kuzma, you can't judge people for how they play when they're in Washington playing with a bunch of what Cam Newton say, play with a locker room full of losers. You play with a locker room full of losers out there in Washington. Now you with a locker room full of winners. Guys that are perennial, going to the playoffs perennially every single year. Guys that have a championship pedigree. And again, that changes the mindset, that changes the mentality. Kyle Kuzma is not like Chris Middleton. He's not going to have the offensive firepower and output that Chris Middleton would have, but he's going to do more of just the little things. He's going to do the things all around. Again, the defense was great tonight from Kuzma. He took a charge tonight. He runs the break well. And then you mentioned, that's a good point you mentioned about Doc Rivers saying that, so that was intentional. Because sometimes I'm like, man, go get the ball, Damian Lillard. The turnover, I'm like, go get the ball. What are we doing? But that was intentional from Doc Rivers saying, hey, and again, because I'll say this. You know who Dame was looking like a little bit tonight? A little bit was reminding me of 2021 Chris Paul in the finals where he couldn't bring the ball up the court. Chris Dunn was hounding him. And Dame was having some real problems. So, again, that makes sense that you go off ball and try to get Dame the ball that way. And, again, I know a lot of Dame people be upset. And you got to be able to bring the ball up the floor. Sorry. But you got to be able to bring the ball up the floor and create some separation. I don't know what you want Doc Rivers to do in that scenario. But yeah, I thought that was, again, Kyle Kuzma to me. And again, I'll say this other thing, too. And we talked about it when the trade deadline took place, that was the question. Did the Milwaukee Bucks get better? Did they get better at the deadline or did they not? And again, and we just go over this again. We've gone over before, but again, Kuzma's played 5-6 games now with the Bucks. You got a guy that's more athletic. You got a guy that can move his feet. You got a guy that can play 35, 37, 38, 39 minutes on the floor. So again, activity-wise, if you want to say his offensive game isn't as good, his defensive game is better than Chris Middleton, and he can move. So even if you want to call it a wash, at worst, I'll call it a wash to say Chris Kuzma is very close to being a wash just because you can shake your head. I'm just saying from an overall standpoint. I'm talking from an overall standpoint. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Kuzma is not a wash.
Overall.
He's an upgrade.
Oh,
he's
okay.
an upgrade.
There you go. Okay,
he's an upgrade. And this coming from the dude who had the Middleton jersey on backwards. Okay. I'm born in the crisscross era. Kuzma is an upgrade. And I hate to say it, man. And, it's a lot of people that kind of bash my other 3 guys on the show as far as they want to get rid of Middleton. And I was the only one that held it down for Middleton. But look, man, this is why John Horst gets paid to make the decisions. And this is why I sit and I cheer for these Bucks. I thought another good point, man, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but another good point that Kuzma brought up when he talked on the post-game interview, he talked about the championship mindset and what it takes to be in Milwaukee. What that signifies to me as a Bucks fan and what it should signify to the rest of you, this brother came in here, he bought in from day one. And he's ready to hoop. And we're going to see Kuzma from the Lakers that won the bubble championship. And we're not going to see Kuzma in DC. And Trey, you're absolutely right, man. Sometimes you get in that loser mentality in the locker room like Washington. And no disrespect to those guys at Washington because, you know, I got a couple guys over there I like to see do well. Johnny Davis, Jordan Poole. But it's just –
he just got released, didn't he? Did he just get released?
Who, Johnny Davis?
I think he just got released.
We need to bring him home then. Put him on the herd, man. Bring him home. Let him get some minutes. Yo, but when you're around, it's crabs in the barrels, man. When you're around guys that aren't doing things, you know, aren't going to shoot around. Gary Trent Jr. shoots till the lights go off like Giannis used to do and stuff like that. That's a different mindset. And Kuz is ready to hoop, dog. And we love you, 22. We will forever. We'll see you again soon. Well, you said tomorrow, right?
See you tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see him tomorrow. No, absolutely. And it's a great point you bring up. And again, I was trying to be nice saying that he it was I was trying to be very nice. But yeah, I think you're right. It's an upgrade, but again, it's weird. It's tough to say it because the way you have to look at it is you have to watch everything he does. And from a totality standpoint, again, I don't know if Chris is ever fully healthy. Maybe it does become closer to a wash, but just because of the activity alone, Kyle Kuzma clears. And then you have Jericho Sims, who you bring on, who, again, moving his feet, like you said, maybe not ready just yet. But, again, he looked like a guy he's held his own out there tonight, was not a negative. But, again, the real steal of the trade was KPJ and what he can do for this basketball team. He does a lot because, again, tonight the difference, MarJon Beauchamp did not play. Kevin Porter Jr. not only gave you minutes, but he gives you how many minutes is Kevin Porter Jr.? He played 15 minutes tonight, 13 points. I mean, you can't beat it. And again, I think he's earning even more time with his play. So again, I was thoroughly impressed with Kevin Porter Jr. tonight. Al-Farouq Aminu for 3 says he was worried for a minute. King with the claps. Quick Draw McGraw says, yes, sir, we in Kuz control. Al Ucar says, your boy Greenlee 94 in here to show the crossover some love. Let go Bucks. Appreciate you being in here. John Hassel says Sims is absolutely legit on D and rebounding light years ahead of Bobby. Why did he do Bobby? I don't know why he'd do that. He also says Sims can actually switch and guard. We did see that. Midwest Ballers TV says Brook Lopez played like prime Will Chamberlain tonight. He's back. Lag says Giannis was on BS most of the game, but he was a machine in the fourth. I don't think he was on BS. I really think he was injured. I think he was injured. Al Ucar also says I'm off the Tramadol, free Bobby. And then Anthony Lacey says Brook played much better, but I like the bounce Sims has. And then Chris King, how about Kuz and KPJ getting engaged? Yes, they got engaged off the court to their respective partners, and then on the court being engaged in the game. And Io says KPJ surprised me. He's got my respect now. So again, lots of good stuff. And again, I just like the fight, man. I just like the fight because this thing got away from the Bucks in the third quarter. I mean, it just did. And you can't let go of the rope. You got to find a way to keep rolling. You know you got to play tomorrow night. Do you think? Do you think Giannis plays tomorrow night? I mean, if he can't play more than 6 minutes in 6 minute spurts, then it'd be hard pressed for me to think he's going to play a back-to-back right off the bat.
So the thing with this team, what we have now, we have a lot more depth than what we had prior to the trade deadline. Excuse me. So I'm going to say sit Giannis and sit Dame. We should have enough to beat that
Chris Middleton. You cannot lose to Chris Middleton.
Even sitting them, we should still have enough. Kuzma's going to have a chip on his shoulder to come back and show them Washington people what he's missing. KPJ has a chip on his shoulder because, as we saw half the chat and half the Twitter say, oh, this guy has this pass and that pass. So he's going to show you every day he can hoop. I did want to throw in one more point about that trade deadline, too, because it's almost like, and I know this is crazy, but it's almost like we got KPJ, Jericho Sims, and Kuzma for Middleton in that trade. Because I know MarJon doesn't really count because he never touched the floor here. So
How do we get Jericho Sims? What do we do for
That
Jericho?
was a throw-in on the Middleton deal.
That was a throw-in. Yeah, okay. Right, so we did get it from Middleton. Okay.
With KPJ, and we got all these juniors on the team. We got a whole lot of juniors, man. But with KPJ, the athleticism that he shows, like remember when he went to the bucket and it looked like the ball was kind of caught on his chest and he just pulled it up and yammed it on the dude. Like, we're light years better than what we were, folks.
Right.
And this is just great. And shout out, I forgot the homie in the name. Kenny Mack said that Johnny Davis is on the Memphis Grizzlies. That was absolutely right.
Okay. Yeah. No, and that's your point. No, the Bucks got better at the deadline. They got more athletic, they got deeper, and again, hopefully they're well equipped to handle this Bobby Portis loss. But again, nights like tonight. Oh no, that was right. No, that was it. Nick Loden says, yeah, they traded DeLon Wright for Sims. That's what it was. DeLon Wright. It was DeLon Wright.
All them dudes ain't such a floor. Hey, one thing I just want to say real quick.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, none of them dudes play, man. Hey, look, they play like we play. One thing I did want to say, though, because I know they're going to beat us up on Twitter and they're going to say that I'm waffling and switching. And, they always be at you because of the Middleton and all the stuff. We're not – when we talk about we got better, we're not talking about the totality of Chris Middleton's career. We're only talking about in 2025 after the 2 ankle surgeries. You said it till you were blue in the face. No one listens to that part, though. All they hear is alleged Middleton hate. And you may not be for a Middleton statue, but I know you got a Middleton jersey in that closet.
I do.
And I know you would support his number being retired.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. He should be retired. He should be in the rafters. There's no question about it. He's one of the top 5 players in Milwaukee Bucks history. There's no question about it. But right, we're talking about 2025 and what you have to do in 2025 trying to get a championship. You heard a report from Shams. I don't know where he got it from, saying Giannis could, again, neither here nor there, but I'm just saying, no, you're trying to find a way to compete in 2025. And, and again, and just to get through the regular season. And so these are you got to have guys that can play huge minutes. And I mean, these guys are breaking down. Giannis is on minute restriction, Dame on minute restriction. Like these are the legs are tired. Nick Loden says KPJ is the backup point guard. He is. And again, I guess one of my questions here is going to be when you think about backup point guard is does Ryan Reynolds actually get that spot? Does he get that guaranteed roster spot? I don't know that. I'm not sure that he does now, especially with Bobby Portis missing 25 games. Do you now want to bring in a big to come play, or do you trust Jericho Sims? I don't know. Again, there are some names that are going to be out there. I believe Mo Bamba is out there. PJ Tucker is out there. If that's somebody that you're interested in potentially. There's a couple other guys that are not coming to me. Christian Wood is out there. If that's somebody, I'm just saying, if you want somebody that can potentially go out and play some basketball, that you need a 5. You need another big because you have Bobby Portis out. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. William Arrange with the super chat. Shout out to William Arrange. He says, I think this team needs to find a way to get these lobs to Sims. You can see he keeps calling for him. Also, that Giannis starts the 4th for cinema. You're right. And again, that William that we talked about, I think, Justin, it comes with time. You got to, yes, I do think he wants the lob. That's how he plays. I think Dame could really benefit from it. But I also think that he, the screen setting from Sims, I thought it was, that's what I really thought. Defense and in the setting of the screens, he set some really hard, nice screens. And again, can you roll off those? Can you get to the basket? Can you get some alley-oops, some dunks on those? We'll see. But again, he didn't turn the ball over tonight. So again, I thought he was good. I will say that.
And we're not in practice, so maybe Brook looks over his shoulder. He sees this Sims kid out here running, making all these athletic plays, and we know Brook's body can't do what it used to do, and it definitely can't do what Sims' body has ever done. But maybe he's just like, yo, I gotta play better because this Sims guy is hot on the trail right now. And I agree with you. As time comes along, you're gonna see a GA to Sims alley-oop. I would love to see a Brook to Sims alley-oop one time, a big to big, man, big on big. Ain't that what your boy DeRoe used to say?
That's what they say.
Big on big. Hey, but look, King of Kings, or no, not King of Kings. The 11 King, man, my vision is terrible, man. I need LASIX on LASIX. But I think he said this team seems tougher to me, and I agree with him, man. You got a dude, Kevin Porter Jr., who walks on that floor, and he's not scared of anybody.
Yeah.
Sims, I don't think he's scared of anybody. And we don't got to talk about GA or Mr. Lopez, man, because both of them dudes will go up and try to block anybody and get dunked on 7 times a game, man. But the difference is, Coos. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. Let me get some of this Kool-Aid real quick. Milwaukee Bucks Kool-Aid, sponsored by Diet Coke. It's tasting good.
Yeah, no, man. He listen, man. I was impressed. And again, I did not know he played defense at the level that I really didn't know. Because again, that is a huge difference, Justin. Because when you look at Kyle Kuzma right now, what I saw tonight is a guy, again, because people talk about, because I kept seeing where, we had some people on Bucks Tour say, well, he's really a 4. You can't play him at the 3. You got to play him at the 4. Well, again, to me, you are what you can defend. That's what your position. If you are what you can defend, and if you can defend wings, he played well on James Harden, who's basically a point guard, and he played well on Kawhi Leonard, who is another small forward. So no, that lets me know that Kyle Kuzma in certain situations. Who is that? Jason Tatum, go. Jaylen Brown cooking, go. Derek White, go. That lets me know that we can do a little bit of that. And again, Kevin Porter Jr. played great defense. That's the difference. Again, I've been talking to him blue in the face. You have enough offense, even on an off night from Damian Lillard. You had an off night from Dame, and you had Giannis on the minutes restriction, so he only gets 23 points, well below his 31 point per game average. You have enough offense. You had to get stops. All the points scored the Bucks had in the fourth, and then getting into the first half, you had to get the stops, and that was the difference. If I go back and look, the Bucks gave up. I mean, they only had one bad quarter, I believe, defensively. Look at this. You give up 29 points in the first, that'll play. You give up 22 points in the second, that will play. You give up 24 points in the in the fourth. Your third quarter where you gave up 39, that was because you had a bunch of turnovers all over the place. Outside of that, I mean, that was a great, if you just held LA to 30 in the third, took 9 away, that is a beautiful defensive night for the Milwaukee Bucks. Outside, you had one bad defensive quarter. You played the last 6 minutes without Giannis and was clutch. So, I mean, this was an encouraging win tonight for the Milwaukee Bucks. Sammy says, I won't say Kuzma's an upgrade. I need to see this guy in the playoffs. Chris is a legit playoff player. Sammy, I'm not disagreeing with you that Chris is a legit playoff player. I guess I would, I'm an attorney, so a lot of times people send me stuff and we redline all the time. I would redline that Chris is a legit playoff player to he was a legit playoff player. Because I don't know anymore. Again, that was 2 ankle surgery. That was before them ankles flopped just like that. Them ankles are cooked. They are done. So I don't know if he can still do that. And again, here's the thing. We're not going to know because the Washington Wizards ain't going to be in the playoffs. They won't be in the playoffs. You never know. Again, from what we've seen in the past from Chris Middleton, yes. What we saw all throughout this year, and these are post ankle surgery. Again, it goes back to betting and sport. You bet on stuff all the time, right? How many times you gonna roll that dice out on Chris, and he balled out last year playoffs. He balled out the year before the playoffs. How many times? When are you gonna roll the dice and it's not gonna hit 7s, right? Like one time you're gonna roll and it's gonna be like, oh, Chris is the shell of himself that he looked like before, that what he looked like this whole regular season. Oh, he didn't turn it on in the playoffs. There's going to be a year where that takes place, and the same thing's gonna happen with Brook Lopez. Like, I'm banking that Brook Lopez, that what we saw at the end of tonight, Brook Lopez, I'm banking that in the fourth quarters, late in games in the playoffs, Brook's gonna have that extra spring in his step. He's gonna be able to get those blocks. He's gonna be able to protect the rim. He's gonna be able to do those things. I don't know that I can bank on it again a year from now. But maybe I can get one more good playoff run out of Brook. I don't know.
Hey, that's your neck change, right? Yeah, no, that's 20. That's 24 karat, big dog. Hey, look. So no, but the thing is, if Brook is struggling, and let's say it's a tough matchup like that baby cat boy, you put Sims on that boy, he gonna run around those screens and play some good defense on him, man. We became more versatile.
Yes,
I would challenge Sammy with this, man. We saw Chris Middleton play against these Los Angeles Clippers this year. Excuse me. We saw Marjon Beauchamp and DeLon Wright play on this Milwaukee Bucks roster against these Los Angeles Clippers. And you know what we did? We had a 12-point lead at the half, and we lost it. Tonight, we had a 7-point lead at the half, and we lost it, and we were down double digits. KPJ, Kyle Kuzma made great plays in that third and fourth quarter, and that's the reason why we're sitting in the victory seat versus a dunce hat on our head. So look, again, for like the 15,000th millionth time, I got a Chris Middleton autographed bobblehead. I got a Chris Middleton jersey. I got a Chris Middleton picture somewhere in this joint. Like, the dude is our guy. He is Milwaukee through and through. Kid came from Texas A&M by way of Charleston, South Carolina, throw in for the Brandon Jennings trade, and he became the reason we won that trade. Won Brandon Knight, and Brandon Knight was a good basketball player. But we can't sit here and harp on Chris's legacy because it's already determined. He's him for us. But we got to move forward. We're getting Kuzma from that Lakers championship again. You can't tell me we win this game if we keep DeLon Wright, Marjon Beauchamp, and Chris Middleton. Nope. I think we get cooked because we can't win that Minnesota Timberwolves game with Chris Middleton. And I love the dude. Like, hey, man, if I had a daughter old enough, I'd want him to date Chris Middleton type stuff. Like, he's a great guy out and off the court. He's who I wish my kid would be like. But, hey, man, sometimes you got to let it go, man. It's a great love story. But Chris, there's nobody in the NBA that is our forever piece, man. We saw Michael Redd hoop on a different team, Ray Allen. We went through the list the last time we were on the show, man. And I think, honestly, Chris's better days are behind him.
Yeah.
And, hey, man, I hope the best for him in Washington. I hope he can really help Jordan Poole kind of get it on track, man. You know, Jordan Poole went to my high school. Big Jordan Poole fan, except when he playing the Bucks like tomorrow. Hey, man, but we got to do like what that stuff the daughters used to listen to, man. Elsa, you got to let it go, bro. We all about this big Kuz now. Big Kuz energy in this joint.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. Todd Merrill says a guy like Zubac is perfect matchup for Brook. Not sure that Cat Embiid or those kind of guys. Embiid, yeah, I disagree on Embiid. Can Embiid hit the 3-point shot? Yes, but Embiid is a big body, and I think if you remember what happened the last time the Bucks played Philly, Embiid balled out in the first, quarter, and then after that, the Bucks had a different little game plan, showing some different things, and again, a lot of that was Brook Lopez on him. So again, Brook Lopez I think he does a good job on those bigger centers that want to be inside and want to rebound, want to bang. Again, I agree on Karl-Anthony Towns. It's a bit rougher. If you're talking about like a Kristaps Porzingis with Boston, that's going to be a little bit rougher, a little bit, on him. But again, the team the team that he should be able to play against, that is just as good, that is, top team in the East, who the Bucks may have to face, and probably will have to face to get through to continue to advance, is your boy out in Cleveland, Jared Allen. That's a guy who, again, he's a little thinner, but a guy who's not going to bring Brook Lopez out of the paint and hurt him there. So again, there is some opportunity there where Brook Lopez can play well. And again, if he's hitting his threes, you're in business. So again, a really good job from the Bucks tonight. Offense, defense, you hold on. And again, you just cannot take for granted how this team looks so much more athletic. They look so much more athletic on the floor. Because again, I just think I agree with your point, Justin. I think that if this is that same team, I don't know that you get the spurt from KPJ, from any of those guys. Again, unless again, can Chris go out and cook? Yes, but you gotta get the stops with it. And that's the other thing, on just the difference between Kyle Kuzma and Chris. Again, you're not getting that scoring output, but there are gonna be stretches. Like I said, Kyle Kuzma hit what do you have, like 11 in the first quarter, 9 or something for you're gonna get those spurts from Kuzma that are really good. Well, you say who covers Mobley? Yeah, you got Giannis. Giannis can cover Mobley.
So, defensive player of the year.
Yeah. You got Giannis on him. You got Giannis on him. You got Brook on Afro. You got Dame would have to play Garland. You got Kuz. Who's their wing? Who's well you put him on Mitchell, and then you put I'm not, I guess you gonna start Cape. They started TP tonight, which again was an interesting decision. Starting Torian Prince instead of a Gary Trent Jr. or AJ Green, but you have him on. Who else starts for
Mitchell, Garland,
who's there?
Mobley, Allen.
Who's the three? Is it
your boy from Miami?
Who?
That came from Miami? Boy from, I think he went to DePaul. That was hitting all the threes on the Bucks.
Okoro?
No.
I can't remember.
I
can't remember who the other guy starts for Cleveland is. But yeah, no. Either way, I think the Bucks again. My whole point in that is the Bucks are better equipped, and I think somebody talked about it. Oh yeah, they did. They just got Hunter. They did get Hunter. Yeah, yes. They got DeAndre Hunter. But my point there is the Bucks just have a much more versatile team, and I think you were saying that too. They're much more versatile, and they can play around. They can defend. They can switch a little bit better. They got into the zone at the end of the game and had a really good job. Ios is our biggest threats to the Cavs and Orlando Magic. I don't think the Magic are the threats. I really don't. I think the Cavs are really good. I wonder what the Knicks are gonna be, but I really don't think. I think the Bucks have too much for the Orlando Magic. I really do. I think Paolo has to Paolo's got to be putting up 40 every night for that. I just don't see it. I really don't. I just don't see it from Orlando, and again from Cleveland. You talk about playoff performers. The guy in Cleveland who I continue again, Darius Garland, great player. I just wonder if in the playoffs, I just wonder what those lights are gonna look like. If he's going to continue to play how he has in the regular season. If he does, Cleveland's going to be a very tough out. I mean, let me say this, they're going to be a very tough out regardless, but if Garland is playing like he's playing now, they could come out of the East. If he's not, they're going to have the same type of troubles that we've seen them have all the time in the playoffs.
We'll be ready with because I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we beat a playoff team tonight from the Western Conference who we hear time and time is better than us.
Yep.
With a terrible Dame Lillard tonight and an injury-ridden Giannis Antetokounmpo. So as we allow these guys to get better, hey, man, it's not a lot of teams that's going to come and knock off these Bucks, man. There's no headlights in this deer ain't running. We running through the headlights now. Shine them joints. Make them brighter. Damn, man, USA just lost that hockey thing, man. 3-2 in overtime to Canada.
They lost. You know. Well, let me not get political.
Yeah, do it.
No, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, maybe they would do it if it was the other side. So maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they should have been studying and practice instead of taking calls from Trump. He's 51st date. 51st that. Shut up. Listen, man. That's what you get. Sorry, that's what you get. That's what you get. Now you want Trudeau? Watch the game. You can be our 51st governor. Yeah. Now they whooped your ass. How about that?
I opened up a can. I thought you was going to Curly's. Sheesh.
Oh no, I wasn't going to Curly's. My bad. I didn't want to do that.
You good.
You opened it up, so
it's HBCU night. Do what you want to do.
Hey, well, listen, we did it to Doc when he was doing the coaching, whatever the hell he was doing with the DNC. We did it to Doc, so I do it to the Team USA too. Let's keep moving forward. We'll do Curly's after this. Moving forward to Bobby Portis. Again, because we talked about minutes restriction Dame, minutes restriction Giannis. Dame had a stinker, and then you also missed Bobby Portis tonight. Milwaukee Bucks forward Bobby Portis Jr. suspended 25 games violating the terms of the NBA NBPA anti-drug program by testing positive for tramadol. The league announced today his suspension began today. His I'm not going to get into the I guess his representative, his agent did say that it was due to a mix-up with his assistant. His assistant, DJ Droop said Percocet Portis. He said his assistant thought it was he's giving him Termadol. Is that what it was? And it ended up being tramadol, which is a banned substance in the league. And Bobby Portis missed 25 games, and so I know I'm gonna upset you again, Justin. I'm sorry here. This is not an excuse to me. This is excuse me, ladies, this is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit that Bobby Portis does this to this team. It's irresponsible. It's as whack as can be, and it's terrible that Bobby Portis again puts his team in this predicament, this situation. And the reason I'll say that about Bobby Portis, and I don't have any problem saying it, is because Todd. Todd. Come on now, Todd. Come on now. That's low. That's very low. But
I'm
not gonna let you go there. I'm not gonna let you go there, Todd. But
that's too much, bro.
But that's crazy.
Whew.
But that's crazy.
You can't even get your sentences out no more.
I can't get it together. But Bobby Portis, here's my issue. Guys got too much money. The guys got too much money now. Because why do you got your own? You got to have your own personal doctor that's giving you, or the assistant. How is this happening? No, and that's what I'm saying. DJ, didn't he run it by the team doctor? No, he didn't. He had his own. He ran it by his own personal assistant or whoever that is. You're right. That doesn't happen. If you go to the team doctor, if you run everything through the team doctor, team medical, they will not let that happen. And if it does, I almost guarantee you he gets that suspension reversed. If the team accidentally did that, I guarantee I got a feeling the NBA would say, you know what? Now that's the difference. You're the NBA, the guys you employ, you guys made a mistake. It wasn't a player at all. But when you go out, you have your own guys doing getting prescriptions and all whatever the hell you got going on, and you make that mistake, that's on you. And again, Bobby Portis has proven time after time after time after time again that he cannot, again, and as IO says, classic Pacers ejection move. Exactly. Bobby Portis has proven that he does not have it all together up here. He just doesn't. And he shows it on the court at times where he does these things. He gets technical fouls or he makes a bonehead play or getting into someone. All this stuff, and what do we want? You want to be tough. I want you to be tough playing defense. I want you to be tough sliding your feet. I want you to be tough making a play. This does not help. And what did you do, especially when Giannis is now on a minutes restriction, Dame's on a minutes restriction? You have you have bigs that are hurting. You have Brook Lopez who needs to play less minutes so that he's fresh and he's healthy to play. You can't have that. You cannot have that. And he hurt. All I can say is this: you hurt your basketball team. You're out 25 games. Again, Giannis is on the bench. Bobby Portis should have ate tonight. Bobby Portis could have went crazy tonight on a night where Giannis is on a bench restriction. But you're not there. And what is JT always talking about? Me and JT, best ability is availability, and you're not available for your team. Listen, I say it again, and I hope again he's gonna come back at the end of the year. He's gonna come back. It's fine, but he's got a lot of making up to do, and if he doesn't in the playoffs and what have you, this got to be the last ride for Bobby Portis. You just cannot do this to your basketball team.
So I'm a big Bob fan. Huge Bob fan. Huge fan of everybody that wears that BUCKS on the front of their jerseys, right? But where I sit in my seat, man, I kind of agree more with you than the other side. And here's why. You mentioned the pill thing and the mix-up and all that stuff, but the Milwaukee Bucks have a world-class doctor on staff. They have a world-class training staff. Probably one of the better ones in the NBA. I mean, in my opinion, right? They don't have a bunch of dudes. They have a dude that goes crazy in the crowd that's a doctor.
Dr. Dave.
Yeah, you got a lot of smart. Like, Bobby, dog, this just not good. It's not good. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on the stuff switching up and stuff like that, whatever the case may be. But, like, if you're going to hire an assistant, and we'll put it totally on the assistant for a second, that assistant has to know this drug or that drug is banned if they're going to be a medical assistant. Now,
you believe that story?
I don't know, man. Like, I feel like 25 games is a bit excessive. Well, I could understand, like, and I understand that's the rules and all that stuff. I could understand if the homie was like on, like homie said in the chat, on the perk or something like that. Completely agree with that. Look, man, like, hey, man, it sucks. It's very bad. And you're right. It's a time of need. This is a game where we could have used Bobby.
Absolutely.
Right? There's going to be games in the future where we could use
every
Bobby.
game you can. Bobby's your sixth man. Bobby's a huge part of this basketball team, especially with no Chris Middleton. Especially with no Chris Middleton, he's a huge part of the basketball team scoring the basketball. Because again, we just agreed Kyle Kuzma's not going to score like a prime Chris Middleton can. Or so yeah, you did lose out on scoring with Kyle Kuzma coming back into this roster instead of Chris Middleton. But so Bobby Portis had ample opportunity, and again, you just blow it by not being available.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna ask you this. Going back to the Bobby Portis thing, so is that the reason? Because if you look at the story, apparently he took this in the fall. Like this wasn't new, and so that's what Todd you're talking about. This wasn't like he just did it. This has happened for a while, and I think the Bucks knew this was coming down the pike for a while. And I believe they've negotiated. Here's what I believe took place, and what I know some facts here.
Right.
The Bucks had already, they were thinking about appealing the suspension. They chose not to, because if you appeal and it goes even further, again, look at 25 games right now with 29 games left to play. You come back with 4 games left to play, you play the playoffs. So if you appeal and you lose, and he's playing, and you let him play till appeal, and then you lose in 15 games, then he's out to start the playoffs. You can't have that happen, so you go ahead and take your losses here. But it sounds like they've negotiated to where at least they've bought maybe some of the story, because I don't think the league has to let you. Apparently they're letting him practice. They're letting him be around the team. They're letting him be in the facility until 2 hours before the game starts. There's still a question on whether they're going to let him travel. So it sounds like the negotiations have been in flux here for a while to figure this thing out. My question is this the reason that Bobby Portis wasn't traded? Because if you know this, who's trading for Bobby Portis? If you know 25 games, you can't have him. So I got a feeling that Bobby Portis had and IO's talking about it here too. Feels like self-sabotage. Maybe he's mad about letting Chris go. Well, I don't know about letting Chris go. But you said no. You said he's trying to get traded. No, what I'm saying is I think that the Bucks couldn't trade him before the deadline. Because it just like what Mark Williams, you can't. Yeah, you think he's got a bad back, can't pass physical, whatever it is. You can't trade for Bobby Portis knowing he's going to be out 25 games. You can't do it.
So I don't think that Bobby intentionally did this. I really don't. Because you're talking about a dude that's in a contract year that basically he just cost himself a boatload of money going forward in the future. And for those of you folks who don't really understand professional basketball, professional baseball, or whatever, after you finish this game, other than, your boy Thanasis and stuff like that with this podcast stuff, Jeff Teague, etc., very few of these guys can leave and actually have some type of value outside of this. So this is his one shot to make money for the rest of his life. While the rest of us can work to we're 60 and 70, 80 even, he doesn't have that opportunity. It's just bad. It's a poor decision. I can't even call it a mistake. Like I said before, it's a poor choice by him. You have to go with the team doctors at some point. And if you want your own guys, they kind of gotta discuss this stuff amongst the medical professionals to get to the bottom of this, man. It sucks. I hate it for him. I hate it for the Bucks. And the reason why I hate it for Bobby, because I know Bobby wants to be there. But I hate it for the Bucks because we've talked about wearing strain and tears on calves and knees and ankles, and this causes everyone else to elevate. So what I'm hoping is this gives your boy Sims, this gives your boy Kevin Porter Jr., gives these guys a chance to shine, and we get kind of a wrinkle and a glimmer of hope amongst the bull crap that we got. But it's not a good look, man. And I would have. So when you sent the joint to the group text earlier, I was really not hoping, but it would have been easier for me to defend if it was like, hey, Bobby was taking this stuff 3 years ago, because it's a highly addictive drug. So he got addicted to it, and that's why he's in this situation, because he couldn't get off of it. We can understand that, right? If you're from the state of Wisconsin, we all remember Brett Favre going to rehab. Stuff happens. But this is just a bad mishap. And we're a championship level team, and we've made a bunch of trades to get even better. Because I ain't scared of Cleveland or Boston. I ain't scared of especially not the Dunkin' Donut punks. But anyways, this is bad. And I believe is the thing I'm going to say about Bobby. I'm not going to talk about the agent because the agent tried to deflect, defer, all that other type of stuff. Look, I've been hanging out with y'all lawyer dudes too long. Bobby didn't do that. He said, I made the mistake in his response, in his quote. And that's it, man. Like, you messed up. Hey, your best days are in front of you. Let's go out. Hey, man, you don't got to take no Tramadol if you're drinking that high quality goose or whiskey or tequila. What y'all young boys drink, Trey? Casamigos?
Casamigos.
See, us poor old men, we can't even pronounce the junk. Hey, let's give Bobby some of that in the parade, man.
But yeah, and again, that's my big thing on Bobby. I agree. I think again, you control what you take, whatever substances you take. Ultimately, it's on you. Again, the agents can say whatever they want to say that it's about. And again, I don't necessarily know that I again, like everything, there's one side, there's the other side, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. That's what I believe. I believe the truth is somewhere in the middle with whatever took place and how that went. But that's neither here nor there. You're responsible for it. And again, my other thing is what I saw a lot of was people saying that, I saw a lot of people on Bobby saying, well, it wasn't that big of a deal and it just got on the ban list this past year, blah, blah. And I guess my thing is, somehow nobody else had this problem. Somehow nobody else found a way in the league to get themselves suspended for this banned substance, and he did. So at the end of the day, that's all we can go on. And my biggest thing or biggest problem is when I think about it, this team, like you just saw, they're new. They're having to play together. They're having to figure things out. Damian Lillard still looks like he's not comfortable maybe playing with Giannis, and I don't know why he's not great. I don't know, but you cost yourself not only an opportunity to step up while Giannis is hurt, but what you cost is an opportunity for this team to continue gelling. When you've made some huge roster changes, late into the season, and you're trying to get this thing working as fast as possible, you're not available. And again, that's a problem. IO says, my opinion, Bobby is definitely overestimating his value. Maybe it's the Bucks fans how we go hard while he's on the court, but I'm not giving bro 20 mil. Yeah, 20 mil seems a little bit rich for my blood too. Todd says, how often are NBA players tested? I'm not sure. If this is a long-term thing, it would have been caught before. Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't think it's a long-term. I do believe that it happened this year. I just don't know, how. Yeah, I just don't. I don't understand. Again, it doesn't make sense to me. Again, the reason it doesn't make sense is because the other reason it doesn't make sense is if it's a banned substance, why do you have a prescription for it? The banned why do you have a prescription for it? Something doesn't add up. That's all I know. Something doesn't add up with this story. So it is what it is, and he's out. So we'll keep rolling. You know where they in at?
Oh, we in there in Curly's.
You in there at Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill, man. Go out to Lake Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Enjoy yourself out at Curly's. $3 bottles and pints during all televised Milwaukee Bucks games. You know what they're doing on Wednesday and Thursday. You know what they're probably in there doing tonight?
We got some bingo and trivia going on.
Bingo, trivia, and if you do well, bingo and trivia, you know what they're giving you?
You get Trey's Bucks tickets. They're Trey level Bucks tickets.
They some good seats. Section 102, row 23, seats 1 and 2 out at the Fiserv Forum. Enjoy yourself. Go out there. Tell them the Guru sent you. Tell them the Cream City Crossover sent you out to Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Proud sponsor of the Cream City Crossover. Shout out to Alpha Leopard in here. Trey Guru III, showing some major love. So appreciate you, Alpha Leopard in the chat. Let's keep rolling and keep moving along with the show. Justin, want to ask you about the minutes limit, about the minutes restriction. When you heard that Giannis was on a limit, when you heard that Damian Lillard was on a limit, and Dame plays 32 again, before the break he was going 40 plus. Giannis, of course, didn't participate All-Star Weekend on a limit. Do you have Giannis to me tonight? Outside that 6-minute burst in the fourth, he did look a little a little off. I don't know. Again,
Shaky.
he's a little shaky. He set a good game. Again, he had 23 points in 23 minutes. So again, if he plays his normal amount of minutes, he would have had a big game, especially what he did there in the fourth quarter. Are you concerned again? But this is the same calf issue, and I think when he talked about it, he said that he kind of felt the same way he felt before that Celtics game. So again, when you hear that and you know that he couldn't even play, for 3 weeks, 4 weeks after that. How does this make you feel with 20-some games left down the stretch? Giannis now coming back. You think he's going to be healthy or whatnot? He's come back on a minutes limit, had a little sleeve on his calf, and then hearing Dame on a minutes limit too. Are you still concerned at all with the Bucks down the stretch and how this looks for them?
No, I'm not, because I feel like we're a younger, deeper team. Like we talked about earlier in the show, you got a lot more options we could go to. I want Giannis to kind of take it easy because we're not playing for like NBA Cup's over. We got the championship there. We got to get this next trophy now. So let Giannis take as much time as he needs. Let Dame take as much time as he needs. And we kind of got to get kind of geared up for this postseason run, man. So take your time, get healthy. Like Alpha Leopard says, man, you the GOAT, dog. Big dog status.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Like I'm cautiously optimistic, and again, I think they talked about it before. I just feel like Giannis knows what's at stake. He knows exactly what's at stake. He got to play in the playoffs this year. Like the reports from Shams, and I was listening to NBA radio, coming home from work, and some of the things they're saying. Again, the reason the Bucks didn't advance in the playoffs first, second round, or whatever, is because Giannis is hurt. Like that was, so you can't. We can talk about the supporting cast and all the role. At the end of the day, you got to play, and if you're not 100% playing down the stretch, yeah, you probably will lose some games. Let's see what Twitter said. And I think let's see if Twitter was feeling good tonight. I think they should.
You gotta be positive on Twitter tonight, right?
Gotta be. At J.R. Horvath says Kuz is a plus over Middleton. KPJ, maybe the biggest deadline win the Bucks have had since Tucker. Sims gave him good spacing, defensive rebounding, and Bobby's minutes. This was a Brook game. He brought this one home. Nice win. Need to string some success. At Quick Draw McGraw says, I see the Bucks' vision. Once we get Bobby Portis back, our supporting cast rivals any team in the league, if not better. If Giannis and Dame play up to their standards, we can and will beat anybody. Fear the effing deer. At Jules ESQ says Giannis and Dame won't need to carry all the offensive load with Kuz and KPJ being able to handle and score. Kuz and KPJ being able to defend up and down spots will be huge against teams with big wings. Athleticism and rebounding capabilities of the Bucks are noticeably better. At Sunk345 says also defense Kuzma played. I'm not sure Chris has played defense like that ever. That's not true. Ever's crazy. At the Wisconsin kid says Kuzma can play some defense. Dame eventually got his head out of his ass. KPJ was a great pickup. Solid win. At Carl Phenon says play Porter more. Keep Dame healthy. At True Bucks Fan 78 says all I know is Middleton better look old and slow tomorrow, or I'm calling a conspiracy on him. At Still Reggie says I thought Doc had a horrible game, but it takes some nuts to not put Giannis back in while he was playing like that. Again, it was a minutes restriction, so I'm not going to go that far. Wisconsin HFC says to win with Giannis on the minutes restriction and Dame going 2 of 12. Gritty. Let's do a couple more here. At Green L 9494 says Dame still close this shit out. I don't give a F what y'all saying. KPJ officially took Ryan's spot. He held us down in the third. And then the last one at the Sherman Animal says nice little piece of business turning a guy who was going to wash out of the league into KPJ. So you said Sherman Avenue, what'd you say?
No, I'm laughing at that, but I'm laughing at Trina in the chat too. Hey, but real quick, to the Wisconsin kid, right?
Oh, where's the guy who wanted to train?
Yeah. Hey, he took the night off, Trina. He took the night off. Load management. He got a calf injury.
Hey. Yeah, go ahead.
The Wisconsin kid. Now, he the most critical. I can't even say a sad player. He the most critical. He probably critical. I know he critical of me. Where your ass at talking this Brook Lopez trash when Brook play? Like, you can't be like Coach RJ, that Sixers dude. We probably never gonna see that dude again. He probably gone. He used his Nikes, bro. He ran up out of here.
Wisconsin? I'm trying to go back to his comment. What did he say? Let me see.
No, he just ain't say nothing negative
Oh, he didn't
about
say nothing. Yeah, he didn't
Lopez.
say nothing.
Wasn't
Yeah.
no trade, Bobby. I guess he feel bad. Like, look, man, Lopez hooped tonight.
He did.
But hey, and the stuff about what was the crazy work? Oh man, I be getting confused, man. These Twitter folks be going crazy. It was something we both were like crazy. Oh, when we talked about Middleton not ever playing defense like that. Like, look, man.
Oh yeah. No.
Like, and I understand it, right? Like, this like a first marriage you got out of. We ain't never gonna not be able to mention Middleton, right? But folks, we gotta focus on the Kuz, man. He's going crazy.
And it's just because it's new. Because again, we don't really talk about Drew as much as we did when it happened. I think people talk about Drew often, but I think a lot of people were over Drew. And it's interesting to me that how again I get it. Chris was. You feel like you grew up with Chris a little more because he was there earlier. So really, it does feel like a family member who's leaving the family. I don't know if you saw the when Bobby Portis talked about how they took him out of the group chat. Just crazy. But yeah, it's the same thing with Drew. It really is, and I just wouldn't think of it any more like that. Anything other than that. That it's just somebody different that has to go. And again, it's going to happen to Bobby. It's going to happen to Brook, and eventually. Now again, you hope maybe Giannis is going to retire here, but eventually, and they're talking about trading Giannis, he's going to leave too. It's whether he leaves on his own, whether we make him leave, or whether put it like this: rarely does it go the Dirk way, where you retire. Like remember all them nasty teams? Shaq was looking nasty in all them damn jerseys. After rarely does it go the Kobe way. It doesn't go again. MJ, we should have never let MJ play for the Wizards. Michael Jordan was out there in Washington looking crazy. I mean, looking crazy like Chris is right now. So, I mean, yeah, it just rarely goes that way where the guy stays in the city forever. We hope it goes that way with Giannis. But again, you look at KD right now. I'm looking at him, he out in Phoenix. And again, out in Phoenix, maybe he's going to go back to Golden State. Who knows? Some guys never have that team, never have that home. Giannis does have it. We'll see. Louis Lamont says KPJ is Brandon Jennings, but with defense, I don't know. I can give Brandon Jennings. Yeah. He's been our steal so far. Wait until he plays 30 minutes a game. Now again, he was a star. He was a star in Houston for a minute. And again, they ask about whether he was on a tanking team and whether that was a contributing factor. We'll see. But again, you cannot deny he looks good, man. He looks good. Very springy. To me, he what he looks like is a developed AJ Johnson. That's what you know about AJ. People were all mad that we lost AJ Johnson. Mm-hmm. He looks like a developed AJ Johnson. How old is KPJ? 26.
You gotta be a young boy, man. But everybody young boy to me. But Louis Lamont been dropping some nuggets tonight. I don't know if you missed that one. He was talking about bringing back Pat Bev.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
I don't want no Pat Bev. Hey, man, I got a Love Gang hat. I don't want no PJ Tucker. I live in the 919. We snowed in this joint right now in Milwaukee. We can't move. But nah, dog. None of them dudes, man. Hey, it was a good run. I can't even say Pat Bev was a good run. He was entertaining, though.
He was entertaining. He tried. He came out there and tried. Alpha Leopard says 114 y'all in here. Let's get the stream a thumbs up. These men are up late giving us great content. That's what we do. Do. We're always up trying to give you guys the content here. And then let's see something else here.
Trina
say we got some dogs on the team. We absolutely do have dogs on the team. I agree. There are dogs. And again, you see the energy. You see it. And it's palpable. That's what you like to see. Okay, let's keep rolling here and keep this thing going with it's time for game balls.
Oh shoot. I got a paragraph for that, John.
Okay, well let's do this. I'll do for me and who you doing for you and Chris, or are you doing for you and JT? Okay, I'll do me and JT. For myself, I'm gonna go ahead and give a game ball to Brook Lopez. I thought Brook Lopez did what he was supposed to do tonight. 22, 7, 2 assists. I thought, again, had some big-time blocks down the stretch and late. And then I thought the other big part, he had that bucket on, I think it was Amir Coffey down in the paint. And again, Brook hit a ton of threes, but late in that game, you got to get to the paint. You got to be a big man. You got to be 7'2". He grabbed 7 rebounds tonight, which you don't really see from him, but I thought he did an excellent job. Laid the ball up over Coffee, got a mouse in the house, go ahead and score the basketball. Good job from him. And then, yeah, Todd, you're correct. I'm going to give the next game ball. I believe JT would give it to Kevin Porter Jr. for how he played in that third quarter, especially. Again, Kevin Porter Jr. had a good game, but that third quarter, he kept the Bucks alive. Kept the Bucks alive 100%, did what he had to do, scored the basketball. I think he went on a personal 7, scored like 7 points in a row for the Bucks, which was huge. And again, he finished 5 or 7 tonight. So he did it very efficient. And I think, again, Danny Levin texted me a few nights ago and was like, asked me, is Kevin Porter Jr. our third best shot creator? And again, outside of Giannis and Dame, you could definitely make the argument that Kevin Porter Jr. is your next best actual creator. He can get to his own shot. There's no question about it. He can do that. So for me, it goes Brook Lopez, Kevin Porter Jr. Game balls. What you got?
Man, I got a honorary mention to start it off with. And this ain't a game ball, but to all y'all in the chat, man, like love y'all on Twitter, man. If we get, we might need a fan game ball of the night every night, man.
Your fan
chosen
game
by the guru though. It gotta be chosen like Alpha Leopard said, chosen by the GOAT, man.
Okay.
So
start doing
my first game ball, mine. I'm gonna go Taurean Prince, man. Like we don't win this game without that
big
guy's
shots.
Defense. Big shots, corner 3, and then my second game ball, I'm gonna have to go Goose, handling the ball, just doing there's certain things this guy does that don't show up on your stat sheet, your box score. If you don't watch the game, you may not see it. If we got some honorary ones, I'm gonna go Doc Rivers. I thought he had a masterpiece tonight. Managing those minutes and stuff. I know the homie on Twitter was like, yeah, he was trash. Understand it. And then my last honorary one I would have to go to would be the Tennessee State University marching band. I know you a Howard brother, so, it's only your band and that's it.
They ain't Showtime, but that's all right.
Hey, they came and wrecked house. We had the pastor that started the game off from Tennessee State, man. Yeah. It's a great night to be an HBCU alum and be from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, man. But, more importantly, all y'all in the chat, man. Y'all
absolutely.
Awesome. All rock stars.
Absolutely. I second that. Tennessee State was great. Thought the program was excellent from the Bucks. A shout out to them for having Tennessee State in the house doing what they did with the band. And again, maybe that was, I just enjoyed the night. I enjoyed the fight from the Bucks tonight, so really good job with some guys out doing what they needed to do. Io says KPJ, very strong, just the power and the attack. If he keeps that up, Lord help the East. Louis Lamont says, we just might go on a winning streak because these last 2 days we play great defense. And again, defense is what travels. Defense you can carry with you. You can continue doing that if you have good defense. The offense is there. And you had an off night from Dame. You had Giannis on the men's restriction. Yes, and you had an LA Clippers who plays really good defense too. So again, the Bucks just got to continue doing what they do. Again, I was impressed with tonight. Bucks are 30-24 right now, and they really needed that because the Indiana Pacers won tonight as well. So you're still a game behind the Pacers. I don't think you're going to catch the Knicks. Knicks got to win. They're 7 games up in the win column, but you got to keep pace. I don't think you drop past 6. I think the Bucks, again, barring injury, I think the Bucks get to 4th. And then have home court against the Pacers. I'd welcome a rematch with the Indiana Pacers. I promise you I would. I'd love to see it and go ahead and beat them in 4 or 5, whatever it is. And then like I said, you're on to that next game where it's probably the Cavaliers coming up next. But got to take care of business first. First things first, Bucks win tonight. Keep rolling 30-24 on the year. They won their last 2 in a row. And the game could have got away from them tonight, but they do find a way to get the win. Let's look around the league. 116. Go ahead.
One thing before you go. So, chat, we need your help. We need you to get a sponsor in Milwaukee to get the Cream City crossover live for the first series against the Indiana Pacers in the Deer District, somewhere in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Hey, man. Hey, real quick, just to kind of help this out with IO, man, because I think he kind of misconstrued us. Trey, you want PJ Tucker back on this team?
No.
I don't want him either, IO.
No.
Neither one of us want PJ. We're good. We're not mentioning a 40-year-old PJ Tucker, man. Hey, and besides, man, I grew up in Milwaukee County. I don't think we got enough space for that brother's sneakers, man. Best sneaker game in the NBA. Go ahead, go on the look around, man. I'm sorry.
Nah. I'm good off. I'm good off PJ Tucker, man. I'm again, great. Another guy. 2021 was great, but I'm good off PJ Tucker. Let's look around the NBA tonight. Final Spurs just beat the Phoenix Suns 120-109. Another loss for the Phoenix Suns, man. I keep trying to tell you, man, Bud ain't as good as y'all think he is. The Bucks win at 116-110 over the Clippers. The Lakers are in a battle right now. They're up 7 over the Blazers in the fourth quarter. Celtics beat the 76ers, of course, 124-104. Pacers beat the Grizzlies tonight, 127-113. Overtime win for the Knicks over the Bulls. Cavs beat the Nets. They go to 45-10. Orlando Magic 114-108 over the Atlanta Hawks, and the Nuggets improved to 37-19, 129-115. They beat the Charlotte Hornets, who are just coming off a win over the Lakers. Did want to ask you about All-Star Weekend. How'd you feel? Did you enjoy it? What'd you think about it? Again, I'll just give my initial thoughts. Of course, Dame not performing well in the 3-point contest is what it is. He said he's gonna retire. Andre Jackson Jr. did whatever the hell he did in the dunk contest. That was some mess. But I get the NBA. Adam Silver just doesn't have this thing figured out as far as what he wants to do or what should happen. I thought that was probably it's one thing when the players don't play all out for the in the All-Star game, but last weekend the format was horrible. I mean, it was a horrible format. You had Kevin Hart yapping. You had yapping. I mean, you had Ernie, and they were doing these tributes. Didn't understand that piece of it. I believe there was a stat that had there was only out of the 2-hour, 3-hour broadcast, whatever it was, they only played 30 minutes of actual basketball. So there were too many stoppages. You actually had decent. I thought it was decently competitive in some portions of it on Sunday, but your issue was the games were too short. 40 points is too easy to get to. And again, I think people you have to remember that these guys now shoot the ball so well. You can just get to. I mean, dude, you get to 40 in a regular in 12. You get to 40 when they play. Dude, there was a 40-point quarter tonight with the Bucks on. It's 39 in 12 minutes where you're playing full on deep, for real, a regular season game. You get to 40 points. So I mean, that just it's not enough time. Damian Lillard, the way they did it, Dame balled out in the first game they played. Then he didn't even play in the second. It just didn't make any sense. So I didn't understand it, and yeah, they got to do much better job figure that thing out. Again, it's too many gimmicks. Mr. Beast coming in, trying to have people shoot shot. I don't know. We've lost the plot, and again, I think that what you should be going for is let the guys play around, let them have some fun, and then I don't know what you have to do for the last 5 minutes. You got maybe last 5 minutes of each quarter. I don't know how you want to do it. Or last whatever. You have some type of incentive that's going. But you just want them to play hard for 4 or 5 minute spurts at the end of quarters or in the halves or whatever. Maybe you could do something like that. I don't know. But you're just trying to find a way for the end of the games to be fun. And, because that's where you get these moments. But yeah, it just didn't do it. Oh, and then I forgot to mention talking about this. What the hell was Chris Paul and Wemby doing throwing the ball? That was some mess. You start off the damn skills competition trying to cheat, which of course is Chris Paul, his MO. So anyway, DJ Drew says it was a circus. It was a circus.
That's your boy from Winston. He just doing like y'all doing the 336.
He from he from Louisville, man. He from Clemens, man. He ain't from the trade.
Hey man, listen. I'm gonna piss a lot of people off. I enjoyed it.
Oh man.
Hey, look, I'm an old man. I love the All-Star game. I love it. I love all the everything going around it. I thought it was a good time for me, man. I'm gonna tell you, if you didn't enjoy it, man, you need to go buy one of them. What is it? That Versa 3 thing, and you could put that joint on, and you could be in the All-Star game. And I think that made a difference for me, man. But Sweetie, Too Short, E40, In Vogue. I thought it was a good performance. I just enjoy it, man. Like, for me, when everybody looks at it, we need this, we need that. Look, this is a vacation to get our players healthy. I'm glad Dame didn't play in that second game. Come back healthy. I don't care what you do in that All-Star game. He won the damn MVP trophy last year, and we ain't get nothing to show for it in the playoffs. Rest, and come back and hoop. I just want to say one thing, though, man. If I can. Hey, man, we don't get a lot of queens in the chat that go crazy like what Miss Trina is doing right now. And, hey, man, we really got to support these women coming in here, man. So, you hanging with all them big dogs in the chat, Trina, we see you. Keep doing your thing. And, the rest of y'all, we already know. If we ain't had no dogs on that court before the trade line, we damn sure had them in that chat.
Yeah, no question about it. We appreciate everybody for joining, Trina. I see we work hard. Chat's always working hard, so it's a good thing. King says All-Star game weekend was whack. Io says I actually like the 200-point game more than the 4-team stuff. That's just me. So again, different strokes, different folks. Dunk contest. What I do like is this idea one-on-one. Let's let the guys go one-on-one. I don't know if I'd love that on Saturday night, a one-on-one comp, because the skills competition is stupid. Take the skills comp out. Guys are cheating in it anyway. Let it be the 3-point contest. Here's the thing. Let the dunk contest go first. One-on-one. And then the 3-point contest. Yeah, ain't anybody gonna play unless John Morant's gonna actually pull up. Unless Aaron Gordon's gonna pull up. Unless Zach LaVine's gonna pull up. But yeah, if you tell me it's Mac McClung, you got guys, G League guys trying to get into the damn dunk contest. All right, y'all go first. Y'all warm us up, and then let's go one-on-one in the 3-point contest. And again, I think here's how you do the one-on-one. You can't do, because that's the thing. You can't just. It has to be kind of like weight classes. You can't have Giannis going against Steph Curry. Like, that's not fun. That's not gonna be fun because Giannis is gonna back him down. Like, if Steph don't score, if Steph doesn't score one time, Giannis just back him down and game's over. But let's do bigs, let's do guards. And let's run the one-on-one like that and see who comes out. I think that would be some compelling TV that you could do. Or here's the other thing, could you replace the skills competition with, and you could do this relatively quickly, with a game, I think a cool game, because remember they tried to do horse, which I didn't think, Tom Merrill says I'd rather see horse. I think horse, again, just gets too complicated, gets too many, and it can end up taking a while to do, and can end up being very boring, because that's the thing about horse is half of horse is about the talking in between. You can't, so it's not, horse can't be jump shot. Like imagine if you had like I'm trying to think of somebody like a kind of a Jason Tatum, right? And then you have, give me another kind of dorky guy who's good.
Luka.
Yeah, or Joker, right? Joker's not about to say nothing. So yeah, going jump shot here, jump shot. No, you got somebody who's gonna talk, right? Like, you got somebody who's gonna have some fun with it.
And Pat Bev in the All-Star game.
You gotta have somebody who's gonna really, you gotta step tween hezzy, come back, and it's gonna talk in between. Like, Anthony Edwards would be great to do something like that. Even a Giannis, you gotta have somebody who will really do that. But again, so I think horse can get real boring, I think, if you don't have legit talkers who are gonna be able to talk their way through that event. But I think one you could do is knockout. Knockout is the game everybody knows, everybody's seen it, and you can play a game of knockout, and I think that would be cool. You can get it done in a relatively short time frame, but we'll see what they come up with. But they got to revamp this a little bit, man. They got to revamp.
Make them run 10 suicides after if you lost knockout, like Keith Bearden used to do us. And shout out to the homie Juan that watches us all the time. My junior high teammate. We didn't really have junior high because we went to Catholic school, but it's all good. Hey. Quick question, since we're on this All-Star junk, right? Did you see Aaron Gordon today, yesterday, the day before, say that he believes his dunks were better than Vince Carter's dunks. What do you think?
Again, it's one of those, you know what? It's one of those things where when you're first, they may not be as good, but you were first to do it. And I'll give you an example. Michael Jordan, when you look at some of his stuff he did, like I'm talking about the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
Guys do that stuff all the time. Like guys now, like I can't remember the layup. What's the layup Mike has where he kind of went in and out under the bat, and people all that they did showing in slow mo all the
about
time.
The finals where he went left hand.
Yeah, he went left. They show it all the time. I think Giannis did that tonight, right? Like this is like it's. But Mike did it first, and so it was like, oh my God, you did it. How many guys can't dunk? If you saw somebody go between their legs and dunk, you wouldn't. It's over. No, it's not over if you dunk between your legs right now. Like that's not like a lot of guys do it. Vince did it first, so to your point, I think I do. Yes, I will say I think Aaron Gordon probably may have had some better dunks. But Vince went first. So again, if you switch roles and Vince was coming years after, Vince would have been crazy. Now, Jason Richardson, same dude. Talking about Jason Richardson being a GOAT. What do you do? Between the legs?
Alpha Leopard, shout out.
Yeah, but when you're first, you're going to get that love for it.
Listen, so Vince.
He ain't never jump over no mascot.
In his prime, he can do any dunk that anyone has done now.
I agree.
And I'm talking about, and like you said, it hasn't progressed to what it is now. But Vince could jump over a Kia.
He could.
Vince could jump over a Jeep Cherokee.
He could.
Like, this dude was athletically just the biggest freak of nature. So for Aaron Gordon, and this is the thing about Aaron Gordon, right? Like, you did all that dunking. You weren't even an all-star. Like, you put your best fit on and watch the game like Trey did in the crowd on Sunday.
But he also wasn't Mac McClung. That's what I'm. That's the thing about the dunk contest game. Like I can't. Like again, Zach LaVine's not no perennial all-star either. He's not. But it's different when it's Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine, those type versus G Leaguer that plays that's gotten 5 minutes of game time the entire year. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, shout out to those Strays Entertainment. We ain't gonna mention none of that other stuff you said, but that D Brown jump, hey, I'm an old man, so I remember that when it happened. My aunt worked for Reebok when it happened. Man, listen, you pumped them joints up. D Brown was crazy too, and he's absolutely right about that. But D Brown's dunk, back when we watched him, what was that, 98, 99 or something, 96, 94, whatever it was, if you put that in today's game, that boy ain't even top 100, but it was the best dunk I ever saw in my life. And that's what I love about the dunk contest. Every year it gets better from someone doing something different. Hey, man, I'm going to get in trouble. You never in your life will see an Opie Taylor dude like Max McClung jumping over a Kia ever in his life. I'm going to really get in trouble. Unless he's in Milwaukee where you're driving off with him.
Somebody say if they bring the All-Star game to Milwaukee, better not no key out. Better not bring no key out in the
we gonna move that joint for you, big dog.
That ain't making it. But yeah, that's terrible. But nah, I don't disagree. It's just one of the things where and Todd is talking about too. We've seen them. We've seen all these dunks and. But you can't tell. But Matt McClung's dunk was fire. But you tell me, hold on, let me say this. If Ja Morant had did what Mac McClung did, we would have said it was one of the greatest dunk contests. If Ja Morant did the exact same dunks Mac McClung did Saturday night, we would have been talking about the dunk contest is back. That's what we would have been saying. There's no question about it. There's no question about it. We've been like, oh my God, it's back. If Anthony Edwards was doing that, we would say it's back. So that's really all it is. You got to have the stars that are okay doing it. And again, this last one I asked you, and then we'll get out of here. Do you think who ruined All-Star? Who ruined it?
I don't think it was ruined. I enjoyed it.
Oh, you enjoyed it. I'll take
I enjoyed it.
LeBron James ruined everything about All-Star. LeBron James ruined the dunk contest because he wouldn't get in it. All the stars before him got in it. LeBron James doesn't get in it. And then he also ruined All-Star the game on Sunday. All the other greats before him, when Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, they all had great competitive games. LeBron coming, and it's a new wave. Nobody cares about the game anymore. LeBron James is the reason. All the things he's done for the game, great. He's the reason the guys don't care anymore. They followed his lead. And again, not even going to talk about how LeBron came out and didn't play and waited till 5 minutes before the game to tell everybody he wasn't going to play in the All-Star game. And I thought that was whack. And I thought everybody, again, you know how Giannis, you see how Giannis didn't play. He announced it before, and then he's wearing the team gear so he can take the picture. LeBron want to be cool. I'm gonna show up. I ain't gonna wear none of this stuff. Let me get in the team picture and look about stupid as. I mean, come on, LeBron. It was whack. Anyway.
And what was really bogus about it is that brother from the Clippers tonight, who had on a great Letterman jacket. Thank God he didn't play tonight.
Yeah,
he could have had that spot.
Yeah.
What's my boy name? Damn, I forget it. Man, the chat got me going crazy though, man. Y'all good peoples, man. Y'all great peoples. I say some off the wall stuff sometimes, man, but I appreciate y'all. But look, LeBron 40, man.
Oh yeah, no, it's over now. Yeah, I agree. He's 40
so now. You got to sit it out. Sit it out. Let Norman Powell. Thank you, chat. And I don't even think y'all got me yet, but y'all were going to get me. Let Norman Powell get his first one. He deserved to be there. If you knew you weren't going to hoop, show up in your fly, your Gucci, your Louis, your Guido, whatever we want to call it, show up and not play. Hey, Giannis is so dope, and he really should be the face of the NBA. The fact that hey, man, I know I ain't hooping, my calf bad, I'm going to put this stuff on. And right. Then he sat there and he was engaged the entire time, man. Like, we're going to be all right, though, man. Yeah. I love NBA All-Star, man. I love it, man. Hey, shout out to Tyler Hero, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Well, he ain't really from Milwaukee, but we going to count him anyway. He got the win.
He did. Speaking of Face Elite, let's talk about that tomorrow night. We got a back-to-back. Let's talk. That's a good point you brought up. I do want to talk about that. The comments Stephen A. Smith had.
Middleton, the face of the league.
About Face Elite. Well, he's gonna be the face of DC tomorrow night, and we'll see what the Bucks can end up doing with them. The Bucks win it tonight, 116-110. They come back All-Star from the All-Star break. They get a huge win. They're gonna need another one tomorrow night. Again, 28 games left. This thing is hastened to a close as the season wraps up on the Bucks, and we'll see what they look like as the playoffs inch ever closer. 116-110. Any final words, Justin, on a big win from the Bucks over the Clippers at home?
Man, it's just a great win. Great time to be back with y'all Bucks fans, man, in the chat, Twitter, all that stuff, man. Hey, so excuse me, I'm a prequel to something that we might need to do, but we got to get, as we get closer to this collegiate joint jumping off, we got to start getting these folks in the chat. YouTube guru, can't wait for Chris King to come back.
Yeah.
Hey, Trina gonna kill JT. But we gotta get into our best collegiate Bucks as we get into this March Madness stuff, man. Because we're Bucks fans. We're July Madness. No Strays ENT wouldn't know about it because he there 1 year. Go get you some Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Man, I'm out, man. I ain't got nothing else to say, man. I'm sorry. I appreciate being with you tonight, though, man. HBCU night tonight. Shout out to your pops with them boys that be barking. Shout out to them other frats and them Greeks. Shout out to them other HBCUs. It's a great night to be a Bucks fan. We won on HBCU night. Long live St. Aug. Long live Howard. Long live Hampton. Every other one of y'all, man. We out, though.
Good. A lot of shout outs there. Trina says, can't wait for JT to get back. Yeah, we can't wait. We'll see him. I think he'll be back tomorrow night, actually. Justin Trudeau did say, he tweeted out, you can't take our country and you can't take our game. How about that? Justin Trudeau after Team Canada defeats the U.S. men in hockey. Gotta get them shots fired out there. Yeah, man, I'm with you, man. Bucks did what they had to do tonight. I was impressed. This team just looks so much more athletic. I can't wait to see him fully healthy. I wish Bobby Portis wasn't going to be out, but it is what it is. And we'll see. We'll see how it works. Just got to keep winning, stack some wins. Let's at least get the 4th seed, and establish some dominance, man. It's only 28 games left, man. You gotta, I want to see us. I really do want to see us put our best foot forward, not miss games, not have injuries, and get these guys gelling. And again, to your point, when we talked about it before, if Giannis and Dame are balling at a high level, everybody else, just fall in line, and we'll see how far the Bucks can take this thing. Again, do they have an opportunity? Yes. Would it be tough? Was Damian Lillard going to have to play like an absolute superstar every single night in the playoffs? Yes. Is Giannis going to do that? I know he's going to do that. Yes. And then can a supporting cast be enough? We will see. But the Bucks do win it tonight, 116 to 110. No Stray says Trudeau got more bars than Drake. That's hilarious. But yeah,
Steve Stoner.
Uptown, downtown.
Hey!
Good win for the Bucks tonight. We'll do it again tomorrow. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I want to thank you out there for listening. If you listened on Twitter, if you listened on YouTube, however you did it, watched us there. We appreciate it. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us, and we just, again, we don't take that for granted. This is the best Milwaukee Bucks post-game show every single night coming at you, and we strive to be the best, and we do it for you. So, again, we appreciate you guys rocking out with us as we rock out with you guys. It's past midnight on the East Coast, but we're still here doing our thing. I want to thank our sponsor, Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill, out Pewaukee, Lake Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Go out there, enjoy yourself, have a good time, get some wings, get some food. Great time always at Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Proud sponsor of the Cream City Crossover. Tell them the Guru sent you out there. Tell them the Cream City Crossover sent you. That's all I got, man. This has been a Cream City Media Group production. Bucks back in action tomorrow in DC against the Washington Wizards. We'll see our old friend Chris Middleton, see how that goes. But yeah, it's from the this has been the Cream City Media Group production from the Guru Trey Crosby III.
Justin,
don't take no wooden nickels.